Little League is a childhood rite of passage, but it might be easy to ignore what it can do for an entire community. Jim Axelrod shows us how a return to youth baseball is making a crucial difference beyond the diamond.
It's a day of celebration in a city that rarely has reason to revel.
Let's go, play ball!
Opening day for the Little League in North Camden, New Jersey. Nothing short of a major league triumph. This field, now filled with aspiring ball players and their cheering families, was once a crime-filled park rarely visited by police, let alone the children who now play here.
The parks have become a spot for recreational drug use, more so than anything else, that we had to change the culture.
Just 2 pitches, all right?
Brian Morton began the North Camden Little League in 2011. The same year the police force here was cut in half. Soon after, the city dubbed America's most dangerous had its highest murder rate ever.
In 2011, there was a lot of talk about the crises that was happening in the city.
We're here in the Parkside section of the city, an area that has been labeled drug-infested and very dangerous.
Every responsible adult, the conversation was about how crazy it was about to become.
A bullet hole remains in one of this Camden church's windows.
And as a parent, the only options were move or do something. And so we weren't moving.
I need Dominic up here at 1.
People like Brian are the X factor in whether the city will be successful or not.
Softball!
Scott Thompson is the chief of the Camden County Police Department, the force that now polices the city. He's also a college friend of Brian Morton.
Thank you.
We got you. But we have to be investing in what the future is. And people like Brian,
Dominic, you're first up,
who have taken the time to ensure that the youth can have the extracurricular activities and have the opportunity and the exposure that most other children in this country have.
Ensuring the safety of the children playing here, as well as the rest of the city, required Thompson to make drastic changes.
How did you manage to bring more resources to bear to this city?
When we brought in what we believed were the absolute best officers, we didn't put them in squad cars. We didn't have them driving around neighborhoods. We put them on foot. We had them walking through neighborhoods. We're capturing the hearts and minds of the good people and changing the mental calculus of the bad people.
Before Thompson took over, 100 of Camden's police officers had desk jobs. Now, any cop not working a beat can be found monitoring crime in real time from a state-of-the-art command center that relies on a network of surveillance cameras.
Every neighborhood is represented with our Eye in the Sky camera program.
How big a piece of lowering the crime in Camden is technology?
Well, technology is a force multiplier, right? Technology is never going to replace a boot on the ground.
Are you staying out of trouble?
But the technology gives us the ability to be smarter, to be faster, and to broaden our scope of coverage.
Are there measurable ways to say, yeah, it's a safer city?
Where we stand from this point last year, we've reduced gun violence in our city 30%. We've reduced robberies 20% in our city. We've reduced overall crime 29% in our city.
And this is a city that has been maybe the most crime-ridden in America.
It's an extremely challenged environment in which we operate. But what we have found is that if we can hit tipping points in public safety where we get more good people on the street than bad people on the street, that can change the dynamic of neighborhoods.
For Brian Morton, Camden's success fighting crime is plain to see on this ball field. Just 3 years ago, 100 kids were signed up for the Little League. This year, it's 400.
For me, every kid is a success story. Every time they're here and not somewhere else, it's a victory.
As encouraging as the story of this Little League is, baseball won't save Camden. But in a city that remains among the nation's most dangerous places to live, every victory,
Dodgers!
no matter how small, is a big deal. For CBS This Morning, this is Jim Axelrod in Camden, New Jersey.
That's what I feel too. Camden, Camden, Camden. I love that story.
I do too, because it shows you how a really smart, committed person and people can make a difference and turn something around.
Chief Thompson and Brian, dynamic duo. A lot of people should take a note from you guys.